Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my page, and thank you so much for engaging on the page and, being absolutely amazing. I'm really loving the love and the interaction and everything that's just going on all the social media pages. So, we are still talking about College Savings Month. It is a topic, like I've said, that I love very much, which because it's about money, and I love talking about money and engaging about money and what we can do differently and how we can use money to our own benefit, and making sure that we empower the next generation and leave them off in a better footing than where we were left off by our own parents and our grandparents and the whole like. So today I wanted to speak about savings as well, but savings, now we've spoken about saving through an investment plan, and how that works and the different options and all of that. And today I'd like to talk about a trust fund. So when we think trust fund, we think millions and millions and millions of money in this trust fund. It's only left to those that have extreme wealth and so forth. But that's not the case. I think the financial industry has really come a long way to cater for all the different types of consumers and markets. And they've really tried to incorporate everybody and include everybody with regards to savings, and making, savings plans and options that were previously not available to everybody a little bit more available and affordable for us as the ordinary consumers. So in South Africa, I use, and they don't pay me, I use Easy Equities. I feel like it's the most easiest way to invest and the most easiest way to have a trust fund, because you literally just activate the trust fund. You list the beneficiaries, how much they get, out of all the savings that you're doing. And if it's just one child, then you'll list that specific child and at what age that they can have access to the money. It's another way of saving for education, because it also accumulates in interest. And the nice part about the trust fund is that you get to pick like what type of stocks that you would want to invest in. Therefore, you can do research on what is working currently in the market, which stocks are really doing well, which ones will really grow your money well, whether that money be a little money or a lot of money. So you have more control with it, but you don't have control in the sense that you cannot withdraw out of the trust fund. Um, Only your child or your children, once they turn 18, have access to the funds in the trust fund, which works phenomenally, because you can't then, when you have like a financial crisis or anything like that, go and tap into your little one's savings for their future or for their studies. You sort of like have to find another way to overcome your financial issues. And it's a great way, because when you look back, you're like, actually, if I had taken that money out, I would be XYZ short going forward for my little one, or a year or two or three or four into their studies. So I really feel like it works the best in that sense, that you've got control in what you can invest in, but you don't have control in the sense that you can't withdraw out of it. And that's the problem with savings a lot, is that a lot of people keep taking from it and taking from it and taking from it, and eventually you miss the goal. You miss, your target of where you wanted to be with regards to savings, because challenges do come for every single person. And it's easy to just take the money out. And I feel like if it's not easy for you to take the money out, you're less reluctant to withdraw from that specific fund or withdraw from that specific investment plan, and therefore you leave the money in there longer. And remember, the longer you leave the money there, the more it grows as well. And then I feel that as well with a trust fund, it gives a little bit more opportunity for you to save a little bit more, to make a bit more money. It also is a great opportunity in that it's not specific, that you have to use it for your education, or the child's education. You can use it, for buying them a car. You can use it for, helping them start a business or whatever the circumstances may be. But the other drawback of it as well is that you've got to make um, good decisions, and you've also got to do your research, because you've got to understand how much it would cost for your little one to go through university for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 years. How much by when you need to have this money. So you need to sort of like do a lot of the research yourself, versus if you do an investment plan where it is tailored and specific for education. They work it out for you, and therefore you sort of like try and meet that target as you go along. But I feel like with a trust fund, you've got to do everything yourself, and therefore the onus is on you. And there's also an opportunity to get it a little bit wrong, or not have wrong in the sense that not have enough money in saved up for your little one's studies. So that's the drawback of it. But it's also got its benefits. I mean, you could have both if your financial circumstances do allow for you to have both. And then when the time comes, you can balance them with each other. But if you really have a choice of one or the other, I would still suggest that you go with an investment plan, because in it, you know exactly what you're getting out. Unless you're confident with the research that you do yourself, then by all means, like, I mean, if you're confident that you can do the research, you can calculate the maths properly, you can make the investments accordingly, then by all means go for it. But if you're looking for comfort in, this is what I put in, this is what I get out, then I'd rather then suggest that you go for an investment plan. But that's another way of saving. So there's many ways of skinning a cat. It's just about being picking one and being and sticking to it, and being diligent with it. That's what it's about. It's about us making choices today that are better for the future, and that are better for us as well in the future. As I keep saying, this is a gift to yourself later, because when you are now facing university costs and all of that, you're going to have this money that you've saved up to use um, towards the studies, and then you can figure everything else in between, the challenges that come with university in between. But at least you'll have a sort of a lump sum that you can start off from, versus now your little one is in university, and you've got to sort of like figure out now everything all at once with the salary that you've got, and that tends to be a little bit of a challenge and difficult, because it's expensive. It's really expensive. And it becomes a challenge in the sense that then some kids don't finish university because of financial costs, or it wasn't planned for. And I think that's what we've got to learn generationally. Is generationally a word? We've got to learn, is to learn what was done in the past, what we can do better in the future, mix those two together and find a better solution moving forward. And then the next generation does the same, and does the same, and does the same. That's how you change things, is by doing it and learning from the past, and doing it little by little, and moving generation by generation a little bit forward. So that's my advice then, my second advice for you on saving for your little ones, or little ones meaning a lot, as college, and also keeping in line with this month's theme of College Savings Month. I wish you all the best. Remember, it doesn't matter how little you put in, as long as you put in something and you plan for the future. And as and when circumstances get better, you put in a little bit more. If they circumstances aren't great anymore, then you've got something that you've saved, for the future and for your little one. And we take it one step at a time. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you're benefiting from all of this content, and I'm really enjoying making this content, and I really hope that it does translate through to you when you watch it. And if you've got any questions or you've got any topics that you'd like me to speak on, please feel free to um, comment in the comment section and let me know if there's anything else that you'd like me to discuss. Thank you so much from one mommy to the next parent. Love you lots. Thank you for the love. Bye.